Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here I am with another video for you guys today, and today we're going to be doing a full review of the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium Trim with 4Motion. Before we get started with the review today, I want to give a special shout out to Cherry Hill Volkswagen in Cherry Hill, New Jersey for allowing me to take this beautiful 2018 Tiguan out to do a full review for you guys today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and do the review. So just want to give you an idea how this review is going to go. First, I'm going to go over the exterior of some of the features of the exterior, then we're going to move on to the interior, and then we're going to do a drive in the new 2018 Tiguan SEL Premium to get my driving impressions of it, and also give you guys a perspective of what this car is like to drive and to live with on an everyday basis, because you guys are probably looking in the market for one. So without further ado, let's jump into the review. For 2018, Volkswagen actually revamped the entire Tiguan lineup. So as we all know, the previous Tiguan was a nice vehicle, but it really wasn't favorable when it came to looks. I mean, you could do a lot of different things with that car. It looked okay, and they did a refresh on it afterwards, but it just didn't have that style potential. So Volkswagen went back to the drawing board and they actually revamped it. For 2018, there's a lot of new features with this car, and the styling on it is great. That's one of the things I really do like about the new Tiguan, is the new shape of the structure coming from the front to the rear. As you can see, it's definitely more rugged. It's definitely a more robust vehicle. They still clarify this as a compact SUV, but as you can see, it looks pretty big. So I can't wait to actually show you guys about this car, because this is the top of the line. This has every option, every feature that you can imagine that comes on the SEL Premium 4Motion trim. So for 2018, like I said, I'm going to be saying this a lot throughout this entire review, the complete vehicle has been revamped. It's been changed from nose to rear, everything, the chassis, the motors, the trans, the whole everything, and the interior, everything has been changed on this vehicle. And we're going to start off with the front. So for the SEL trim, most of the trims that the Tiguan is offered with, the S, the SE, the SE Premium, like all these other different features, will come with halogen lights. But since you get the SEL, since we have the SEL Premium trim, we do have a full LED headlight system for daytime running lights, low beams and high beams, as well as turn signals on this vehicle. And obviously we can see, you know, they're following along with the GTI a little bit. You see like this chrome strip that goes along with the actual headlights. So this is kind of like a new theme for Volkswagen. Also, you get standard fog lights on the Tiguan as well for the SEL Premium. Now, as we move further on to the grille, obviously, if you know from the GTI review, the Jetta review, the 2019 Jetta, and the Passat review, this emblem right here is flat. And the reason why it's flat is because we have brand new radar guided cruise control and lane departure warning done from this right here. Also, there's a few cameras on this car. One right here, which we'll actually explain to you later on in the review when we go over the infotainment system. But we do have a camera here, as long as with parking sensors front and rear. And also you have a camera up top on the windshield, which helps with the lane departure warning as well. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, this design is actually pretty cool. You get a new bold statement. They don't do the little swooping, you know, the Volkswagen, as far as the styling, doesn't go down with the swooping. It doesn't look like the GTI anymore. It actually has this nice sweep coming down on the hood, and then all of a sudden it just shelves off. And then you actually have a flat nose, which actually gives the truck, the compact SUV, a more modern look in today's society. Also, you do have standard 19-inch wheels. Now, you could go bigger with these, and this is the fully loaded car, but there's a trim level missing, which is the R line. So the R line will include 20-inch wheels and you know, a little bit of a low profile tire, but since there's so much wheel well, the tire will still be thick, so you're not have to worry about potholes. But these 19s are absolutely fantastic, and you do have a Continental all-season tire to go along with it. Now, as we see a little bit, this vehicle is long. Now, the front doors kind of look normal, but then when you come to the rear door, look how long this rear door is. And obviously that's going to help with the interior space as well for the kids or the older adults or even younger adults in the rear of the car as well. But this is actually really long for a compact SUV, and it's awesome. So this way you definitely get the space, you get the quality, you get the interior leg room, and also you do have like it appears as if you have a bigger vehicle as well. So if you don't want to get a full big SUV and you're not comfortable driving a big SUV, you can actually get something like this, which still has the space, and also, you know, it's a little bit long, but you do have the, you know, you do have the interior space just like an SUV. So as we move to the rear of the 2018 Tiguan, one of the first things that I want to talk about with you guys is the LED taillights. Like I said, the body's redesigned along with these taillights. So the taillights, you do have full LEDs. We're talking about LED turn signals, reverse lights, brake lights, and parking lights. These are full LED taillights as well. Now also, since you do have the SEL premium trim, there's a couple of cool features with the key. So what I can do is power liftgate. So once you open up the rear hatch of the 2018 Tiguan, you do have about 46.2 cubic feet of space in the rear. And the cool thing I like is with these flaps on the side. So most of the time you have to reach all the way in the cabin, but they realize that that'd have been a little bit of a reach since there's so much space. If you want to fold down the seats, there's these little tabs here. You just pull them, and then once you pull them, the seats go down. And then once you put the seats down in the new Tiguan, if they fold down flat, you have about 73.5 cubic feet of space in the 2018 Tiguan. Also, these are cool as well. So you do have these little pockets where you can store things on the side. If you have a carton of milk and you're doing a bunch of groceries, you don't want the eggs to fall, you don't want the bread to get squished around, moving with your stuff moving around in the cargo bay. You do have two pockets here for extra space. And also, I do believe you do get a spare tire as well. And then also, this is what you get included. So I kind of like this as well. So if you look underneath, so you do have this flush floor, and if you lift the floor up, you do have your rear spare tire. I'm sorry, you have your spare tire that's in the rear, and then you do have the subwoofer that's also in the actual rim itself inside, so it keeps some space going, so you still have a lot of space and it doesn't hog a lot of space up. This is what I kind of like. So this is the shade, and you kind of want, this is the shade for, you know, for your cargo shade, so you don't have people look inside your car when you're gone and look at your items. But you're kind of wondering, why is this in the trunk? So if you don't want to use this, you can actually store it in here and then put the trunk down flat, so this way if you don't need it. So that's pretty cool as well. No matter which trim level you go with, all Tiguans are powered by a 2-liter turbo dual overhead cam motor, and it makes 184 horsepower and 224 pound-feet of torque. MPG is, I believe, 21 in the city, 29 on the highway, with a combined EPA of 24 miles to the gallon. So that's everything for the exterior of the car. Let's jump in the interior and look at the beautiful interior of the 2018 Tiguan with the SEL premium trim. So here we are inside of the new 2018 Tiguan and looking at the interior, and what I can definitely say about this interior is different. There is a lot of sharp edges in this interior, except the steering wheel. The steering wheel is the only thing that hasn't been really changed. Like you would notice this from current and previous Volkswagen models. But with this vehicle, since it is the SEL premium trim, you do have a lot of different features of this car. So one of the new features, obviously, that I talked about in the 2019 Jetta, but this is actually more intuitive. It's actually the virtual cockpit display. Now, the cool thing I like about this is that if you get the navigation, well, obviously this is an SEL trim, an SEL premium trim, so it does come with the Volkswagen navigation system. And that map is actually displayed in between the tachometer and the odometer. And if you can't get rid of them to get a full display of the map, you can actually just minimize the gauges, and they get small and they move a little bit away to the sides. But you know, it's not a bad feature. Obviously, as we talk about in all Volkswagen materials, you do get, it's a little bit hard here, but it is soft at the same time. It's not like plush, but it's actually soft material here. You do have soft wrapped, it's kind of like wrapped leather on the door cards as well as the top of the door cards. Of course, every Volkswagen that I'm in, the dashboard is completely soft. You do have some hard plastics here, but this is where your legs are. You really don't care about that type of stuff. You have 2 cup holders, a place to mount your phone, and a display here. You do have dual zone climate control, heated seats. You do have a heated steering wheel since you have an SE premium trim as well. And I like this layout. I love the fact that all these, you know, this design of the complete dashboard is completely nice. And then we actually go to the transmission. So the transmission is not a dual clutch. It's not your conventional 6-speed automatic. This is an 8-speed automatic. Most likely a ZF transmission. You do have an electronic parking brake. You do have keyless entry. You walk up to the car, you know, the car is unlocked, the door is unlocked, and you put your thumb to lock the car back. You do have push button start. You do have your traction control on and off. You do have your park, reverse, and you do have Triptronic. However, you don't have shift paddles on the steering wheel. This truck is this is a little compact SUV. This is mostly going to be driven with families and not going to be driven in the spirited manner. This car does also have the auto start stop. When you're at a light, the car shuts off, and then when you let off the brake, the car proceeds to go again. But you can turn that feature off as well. And this button here is for the parking sensors. Now, going to the parking sensors real quick, you do have, like I said, you do have the parking sensors on the front bumper as well as the rear bumper, and you do have that front facing camera. So if you're getting close to something while you're parking, when you're getting in the front of you, or if you're getting something close behind you, the car will let you beep and let you know exactly where it is that, you know, what part of the car you're getting close to an object with. So that's pretty cool, and it all displays it on this 8-inch display here as well. Yeah. Like I said, dual zone climate control. This is pretty much like standard Volkswagen stuff. But then going back down to the gear shifter, you do have what is called 4Motion. 4Motion is basically their all-wheel drive system. So you do have all-wheel drive in the Tiguan. You could get the car in front-wheel drive. You could get an SEL Premium and front-wheel drive if that's what you prefer. But this is the 4Motion, so you do have all-wheel drive. Now you do have a mode button here as well. This mode button will actually go through snow. It will go through regular road, mountain climbing, and also mountain climbing with this little star next to it. Now, what this is basically, it's pretty cool. So, it actually does have hill descent control, so it'll lock the car within a certain miles per hour, so this way you're not speeding down of a hill if you're off-roading the vehicle. Most people are not going to be off-roading this vehicle. Most people are going to be, you know, just shopping, just going to the store, shopping, bringing their kids to soccer practice, or just using this as an everyday car because they like SUVs. But that's pretty cool. One thing I really do like is the seats. The stitching on the seats is definitely different, so you do have this like little arch design going up the back of the seat as well as the bottom of the seat as well, with this gray contrast piping stitching along. So another thing that I do like is this 8-inch display. This is becoming more of the standard in most Volkswagen products these days. You do have radio functions: AM, FM, HD radio, XM radios, XM series satellite radio. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You could use the navigation from your Apple Maps or Waze or Google Maps with your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. But since it's the SEL trim, you do have standard Volkswagen navigation as well. You do have your menus to go with different things such as the car, for, you know, maintenance reminders and everything such as that, and all your settings for the sound system and everything. Speaking of sound system, this car obviously has my favorite sound system, which is in my Volkswagen, which is the Fender sound system. So you do have speakers here, and obviously you get this little insignia on the actual side of the speaker to let you know that you're in something a bit more premium, and your sound system is definitely of the higher quality than the norm. And another thing that I want to talk about is this little pocket up here. I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but there's multiple places where I found it you could put your phone. You could put your phone in this little section right here and have it laying on the side. You can actually put your phone down in the display over here, or you can actually put your phone up top here. I feel like if I put my phone where the dashboard is though, I would forget it there, so I probably would not leave my phone up there, but you could do whatever you want. There's a little bit of storage as well. You do have a lot of space in your glove compartment. You do have a CD changer, so you do have, I think it's a single slot. I'm surprised that Volkswagen kind of still offers that. You do have SD card as well, so if you have media, if you have pictures, or if you have media that you want to upload to, as far as music, if you want to upload it to the actual nav screen, you can. Bluetooth auto, all this stuff is standard. This is the typical thing. So like, again, like, I really like the style of this interior. I really love the way that this interior is really laid out. Another thing that I wanted to mention is the LED lighting throughout the car. Since this is an SEL premium trim, you do have LED lighting throughout the cabin for your dome lights and your map lights. But one thing I do love is this panoramic sunroof. It is so big. I love the fact that it's so airy in here. I love these type of roofs in cars because it actually makes the interior so much bigger than what it normally is. I absolutely adore it. Like I think it's one of the best features that are currently available for automobiles and you know, in today's world. Also, inside the car, you know, it's weird. They usually don't have like a latch. This doesn't adjust like my GTI does. It just goes up or down, and you keep your arm here. But this is good as well because it's high enough when you're driving like this, or you're driving, you know, like this. You're gonna have enough space for your arm, and your arm is gonna be comfortable there. So what I want to do now is that I want to hop in the rear and show you this in the rear space inside the 2018 Tiguan, because there's a lot. So let's hop in the back. So here we are in the rear of the 2018 Tiguan, and when I say I got room, I have room. Look at this, is my driving position here, and look how much leg room I have. Look how much headroom I have. This door is actually really more longer than other doors though. I still can't believe they actually make this clarify this as a compact SUV, because this doesn't seem compact to me. There is a lot of space in this SUV, and I really do like it. The USB ports, I didn't talk about that when I was in the front, but you do have 2 USB ports for charging up front. You have one in the rear here with a 12-volt outlet as well if you want to charge your devices. So also in the rear, these, like I said, with these seats do fold down flat to give you that 73.5 full cargo space from rear to the front seats. But you know what I want to do right now? Let's go drive. So since we finished the first part of the review, now we're in the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium, and I'm about to take it for a drive. So let's put it in drive and let's go. So what do I think about it? What do I think? What do I think about the 2018 Tiguan? It's a nice truck. I keep saying truck because it's bigger than what it actually is. It's a nice compact SUV. I'm not even going to call it a compact SUV anymore because I don't know why Volkswagen did that. It can't be compact. It's definitely not compact. It has a lot of space for, you know, a vehicle in its class. So what do I think about it? It's really nice. It's a really nice SUV. It's comfortable. You feel high up, but you don't feel so high up. It kind of has the characteristics of driving a car a little bit. I kind of really do enjoy the characteristics of how this car kind of makes me feel. I'm above cars, but I'm not so like, I'm on top of everybody. First thing that I want to talk about, the driving characteristics. So without further ado, I'm on some back roads right now, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a test drive. So one thing that I noticed, first thing, like I said, with the characteristics, first thing that we're going to be talking about within driving characteristics is these mode. Oh, well, that explains a lot. There we go. It's an eco mode. So since this is an 8-speed automatic transmission, it really likes to hunt for the higher gears. And it feels sluggish. So it's not bad, but I mean, for the everyday driver who's driving, you know, their vehicle every day, this is going to be fine. You're going to save that fuel economy, and you know, you're going to do well in the fuel economy aspect, and you're going to actually enjoy the drive if you're just pumping around town. But if you're like me and you live in New York City and you have to like get in front of cars and get around traffic, you kind of want to have something a little bit more peppier, and I'm not getting it with this. But I believe all you need to do is tap down here and go into normal, and then maybe we'll go into sport, and then we'll see how sport feels. There we go. Okay, so sport does feel a lot better, and you know, the car, it's nice. The driving characteristics are great. You know, when you're in sport mode, for me, it's great. You may like eco mode. Eco mode, I'm sure on the highway is perfectly fine. That's when I probably would use something like that feature. I would probably throw in an eco if I'm doing a long road trip and I'm going to be in the highway most of the time, cruising at a consistent speed rather than putting around town. Next thing about the driving characteristics is the suspension. It feels fantastic. I have no issues with the suspension at all. It feels great. Handles bumps very well, especially for 19-inch wheels. And the suspension is soft. It's soft, but Volkswagen does it great when it comes to the suspension. You know, if you go around I mean, yeah, it feels a little boaty a little bit, and that's as expected. It's high. It's a higher vehicle than a car. It's an SUV. It's not supposed to feel sporty. You do have Triptronic in the car, so you can downshift gears and, you know, upshift and downshift. So I just want to test that out and just give like see what the power's like. Okay. So, okay, like I said, it's not a GTI, it's not a Golf R, but it gets the job done. This 2-liter turbo pushes out 184 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. For something like this, that's what the number is. That's the number that you want to concentrate on, is the torque number. And since it's over 200, you know, it definitely is peppy. And to be surprised, you'll be surprised how much this vehicle weighs. It weighs 3,800 pounds. This is a heavy SUV. It's not light. It's not bad at all. You have, you know, there's a lot of great things here. Like I said, all the lane departure warning, front collision warning that you do get in the car. You do get blind spot assist. You know, if vehicles approach you at a high rate of speed, from further away, the car can sense that a vehicle is approaching at a higher rate of speed than you are, so it will, you know, turn the blind spot monitoring accordingly. And overall, I really loved the Tiguan. I did not like the first one, I'm honest. I did not like the first generation Tiguan when it came out. I did not like the refresh. I don't like the old style Limited that's still for sale today. I like this one. The second go around with Volkswagen, they did a very good job. And my hands are nice and toasty now. It's like 38 degrees, but you get the heating steering wheel, so my hands are nice and toasty. This car retails for around $38,000. You may think that's kind of expensive, but keep in mind, you don't have to get an SEL Premium. If you want all the bells and whistles, the LED daytime running, you want the LED headlights, you want all the stuff standard, you're gonna get an SEL Premium. Now it's up to you to see if you want the all-wheel drive or the front-wheel drive. None of them come in a manual. They all come in an 8-speed automatic. So no options on that. There's no engine options on it either. 184 horsepower, 221 pound-feet of torque is what you get no matter what trim level it is. They all relatively look the same. I believe the LED taillights are standard above all models. And overall, it's a nice car. It's very comfortable. It's very, you know, Volkswagen's been better on its reliability aspect. Warranty's really good with the car too. You do get 6 years, 72,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. Volkswagen is definitely stepping up their game and definitely doing great things with the warranty aspect. I wish I got my car in 2018 because they upped the warranties on all their models since then. I had a 3 or 36, but unfortunately that's expired now. This is going to be a hit vehicle for Volkswagen, and definitely worth it. Now the good thing about the Tiguan, if you're not comfortable with that $38,000 price, I get it, it's expensive, but you do get a lot for your money here. You do get, you know, virtual cockpit, you get your 8-inch display, you get navigation, heated steering wheel, dual zone climate control, leather interior, panoramic sunroof, all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. But if you don't care for most of the options and you just want the space and the reliability of having a SUV that can do everything it's supposed to do, then the good thing about this vehicle is that it starts at $24,000. 24 grand for this. That is a lot of car. You get a lot of car for your money if you get this. I think so. And it's just epic. I just love the way that Volkswagen makes they make every car different, but relatively the same, if that makes sense. There's a little bit of tweaking here. This is a little bit different. That's a little bit different. The only thing I'm a little upset about is that since with the SEL Premium, you do get the LED daytime running lights. You do get LED. You get LED everything. You know. And that was funny because I saw an old Tiguan there. God, I do not like the old Tiguan. The one thing I don't like about the Tiguan and the SEL Premium, yeah, these headlights are beautiful, but they don't give LED fogs. You still do halogen fogs. Why? Don't do halogen fogs. That's the only complaint I have about it. But, you know, if you're looking to get around town, if you're getting something for the children, you know, if you have kids, if you just want a nice SUV to get you through the snow and get you around town and you have the space because you move a lot of stuff around, this is a great option for you guys. And that's my driving impressions of the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium. If you're in the market for an SUV but you don't want something that's so small, but you don't want something that's overbearing as well, then I think that the 2018 Tiguan is actually perfect for you guys who are interested in buying this vehicle. Now, if you are interested in a 2018 Tiguan or this specific 2018 Tiguan SEL Premium, make sure that you go ahead and check out Cherry Hill Volkswagen in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'll put a description of their location down in the description box below. That's going to conclude the full review of this 2018 Tiguan SEL Premium with 4Motion. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. And remember, cars are a lifestyle.